All right, everyone, welcome to biology. This is Miss Connell, and I am going to be walking you through the Identifying Nutrients lab. First things first, you need to log into your Explore Learning account, and we need to launch the Identifying Nutrients lab. I know that we were struggling in class to get the website going. Sorry about that. That's kind of out of our control. If you are not able to get to this area or for some reason you can't find it, you can always use this Find Gizmos up here and just type in Identifying Nutrients and it'll come up for you right there, okay? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to launch the lab and we are going to get our lab document opened. So I'm going to open this as if you are not doing this on the day that it's due. And so to find it, go under Unit 2, Chemistry of Life, and it's right here under its own heading, Identifying Nutrients Lab. There's two ways to open this. You can open it based on whatever works best for your computer. We've given it to you in the version of a Word document right here that you can download to your computer and type in through Word, or you can use a Google Doc version. If you use the Google Doc version, which is totally fine with us, you can just click on File and make a copy. Okay, and then you can go do whatever it is you need to do. As you can see, I see a lot of you still on here, which is awesome. All right, so we are going to get started with our lab. I'm just going to use, I'm actually going to use a downloaded version so that I don't type into this one for the students that are looking at it right now. Actually, I'll do what you guys did. All right, so there we go. File, make a copy, and it'll open your own version that you can actually type into. So what I'll be doing is I'll be walking you through how to run for two food samples. Let's go through food sample A together. So what I'm going to do is, there we go. And we're going to take food sample A and we're going to put it in the food sample holder. And you can go test for each one at one time. A common question we get is, how do we know, ooh, look at, it's blue, heating up, green, brown, orange, whoa, crazy. How do we know what that even means? Well, if you look at your lab document, you guys, I put a key on the second page right here. It says testing samples. So what did we just do? We did the test for carbohydrates, which is the Benedict test. Here's the Benedict solution. So I can just look at this column for the Benedict test, okay? Used the Benedict solution, and it's telling that it tests for monosaccharides, which are the simple sugars that are part of carbohydrates. And if it's a positive result, then we see a change from blue to green to orange in the presence of monosaccharides. And I literally just said that. If you missed it, rewind this video and go look. It changed from blue to green to brown to orange, but still the color change was there. So what are we going to do? We're going to go back to our data table. We tested food sample A for Benedict. It did change from blue to green to orange, so that would be a positive result. So I just like to put positive plus minus signs in there. It's kind of nice. We're going to go back and we're going to do Lugol's. And isn't it cool? You just have to push the test button. It does all the work for you. Put some of the sample into a test tube, put some of the testing solution in, and it turns brown. Okay, so I don't even know what that means. Let's go look. The Lugol test uses iodine, tests for starch, which is a polysaccharide, also carbohydrates, turns dark purple in the presence of starch. Well, as you guys could see, it turned brown, not purple. So that one is negative. All right, let's go do burette. Test. So simple. A little bit of sample A, a little bit of that's actually potassium sulfate and copper sulfate and potassium chloride, I believe. And that's it. Nothing else needed to happen. No color change. It started this color, it ended this color. Looking at our key, it would have need to turn purple if proteins are present. It is clearly not purple, so that is a negative test result. All right, last one is Sudan red. Let's go to our Sudan red and click test. A little bit of the sample, some Sudan red, and it just kind of stayed this reddish color. What were we supposed to be looking for? we needed to see concentrated spots of color, and I don't see spots there. It's just kind of one fluid color. So we're going to put a negative result for the Sudan red. So now if you look at this second column area over here, it says test results. Are these nutrients present? So are monosaccharides present? Well, we know that Benedict's tested for monosaccharides, and we got a positive result out of that. So yes, monosaccharides are present. You'll notice the Benedict test and the monosaccharide columns are the first ones in each of their categories. Lugol's tests for starches, and we got a negative result, so that means that there are no starches present. Burette tests for proteins. We got a negative result, so there are no proteins present. Lipids uses the Sudan red test. We did a test and got a negative result, so that means there's no lipids present. In our Class Connect session, an example of the food that we talked about for this would be apple juice. Simple sugars needed. For this column, you should have all different answers here. I shouldn't see apple juice for every result that you might get, plus, minus, 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 okay? So let's do E real quick. I'm going to kind of breeze through it faster than I did on sample A. Just click reset, get sample E. We're going to click test, and I'm just going to test all the way across. I think it's faster, and then we can interpret all of our results at the same time rather than going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But kind of keep an eye on it. You'll notice if there's no color change, that typically indicates a negative result for every single one of these. Every single one of these is indicated by a color change. But make sure you pay attention to what color, because Lugol's positive is a purple, not a brown. So just because it changed color doesn't mean it's positive. It just means that iodine, this color mixed with blue, is going to make a different color. All right, so we have no change here. The Benedict test was supposed to go green to orange, and it stayed blue. So my Benedict test is negative. Lugol's was supposed to turn dark purple. It's brown, so that's also negative. Burette also turns purple, which you can see it is purple, so that would be a positive result. And then the last one has spots of color. This is as spots of color as you can get on a gizmo. So we have negative, negative, positive, positive, and that's how I'm going to enter it into my document. Oops. Okay. You'll notice these columns go together, so if there's a negative result, that means that there are none of those present. If there's a positive result, that means they are present. So 2 negatives means 2 no's, 2 positives means 2 yeses. So then we need to give an example of something that would have proteins and lipids. An example given in Class Connect that I love was almonds, or any kind of nut has protein and lipid present. You're going to keep on going down the row doing all the food samples, and then you're going to choose 3 samples that you did not test up here. So you should not have a repeat on these 3. You're going to enter in T, W, I don't even know what the letters are, but just go with me, B. All right, and then you're going to test for those on your own, the same way you did above, and give examples. You're going to fill out your claim evidence reasoning. Food sample E is a carb, a protein, or a lipid. What's your evidence? The results of the test for food sample E tested positive for. What were positive tests? That's it. And then your reasoning. The results for food sample E explain, well, the positive tests for this and this indicate that these are present using these solutions. An example of food, oh, it's supposed to say sample. Food sample E would be, oh, look, you guys already did that. What? Because, whoa, it's like I just gave it to you. It's crazy. All right, you guys, good luck with your lab. Hopefully this makes sense and that you guys do a good job on it. Turn it in as soon as you can.